Welcome, dear friends. Today we embark on a journey that touches the very heart of our faith and existence. Together, we'll explore the words of Jesus about the afterlife, unraveling the mysteries of heaven and hell. What did he truly say? Let's discover it together. Imagine standing at a crossroads, one path leading to a realm of eternal peace and joy, the other to an endless abyss of suffering and separation. Which path would you choose? The answer to this choice lies within the words of Jesus himself, words more profound and clear than many realize. Today we delve into one of the most debated topics in Christian theology, heaven and hell. What did Jesus truly say about the afterlife? Is it as simple as we've been led to believe? Let's explore together. Heaven and hell, two words that have shaped humanity's understanding of destiny for centuries. Often reduced to simplistic ideas of reward and punishment, heaven is seen as paradise for the good, hell as torment for the wicked. But Jesus, the central figure in Christianity, speaks of these concepts differently. To understand his words, we return to the scriptures, seeking the original essence of his teachings. Pages of an open Bible turn softly as the narrator continues. In the Gospels, Jesus speaks of eternal life and judgment, but not in the traditional images we might expect. In Matthew 25, chapter 31, verse 46, he describes the final judgment, separating the righteous from the unrighteous based on compassion and kindness, not abstract theological concepts. It's about tangible actions, loving and serving those in need. Jesus also warns about hell in Matthew chapter 5, verse 22, mentioning hell of fire known as Gehenna, a real valley near Jerusalem, associated with burning refuse and pagan rituals. This hell symbolizes separation from God's kingdom, rather than the fiery underworld often depicted. In Luke chapter 16, verse 19 to 31, Jesus shares the parable of a rich man and Lazarus. The rich man lives in luxury, while Lazarus suffers in poverty. After death, Lazarus finds comfort at Abraham's side, while the rich man is in torment, separated from God. This story isn't a literal description of the afterlife. It's a parable emphasizing the consequences of selfishness, the need for humility, and the eternal impact of our earthly choices. Jesus consistently speaks of eternal life within the context of God's kingdom. In John chapter 3, verse 16, he says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life." Eternal life isn't just about the afterlife, it's about living in God's presence, both now and forever. Jesus invites us into a relationship with him, to experience his love and grace, and to share it with the world. A soft, hopeful sunrise fills the screen, symbolizing renewal. At the end of time, Jesus will return as the righteous judge. In Matthew chapter 25, he describes the final judgment, welcoming the righteous into eternal life while the unrighteous are separated from God. Yet his words are filled with love, not harshness, urging us to choose life and love, reflecting the principles of God's kingdom. For Jesus, heaven isn't just a place, it's a state of perfect communion with God, a life of peace, joy, and fulfillment offered to all who follow his teachings of love, forgiveness, and grace. What did Jesus really say about the afterlife? He emphasized eternal life but focused more on how we live now. Heaven and hell, as commonly understood, aren't the core of his message. Instead, he calls us to love, compassion, and selflessness, living in alignment with God's kingdom. Jesus promises eternal life to those who believe in him, not as a distant reward, but as a present reality, alive in our hearts as we live out his love. The afterlife is not to be feared but embraced with hope. It's not about earning heaven or avoiding hell, but living a life that reflects Jesus' love and grace. Through him, we find transformation that lasts for eternity. So, what did Jesus really say about the afterlife? He taught that the way to heaven is through him, through love, forgiveness, and a life aligned with God's will. In this we discover hope, peace, and the eternal presence of God. Thank you for joining me today. If this message inspired you, consider sharing it with others. May God bless you and guide you on your spiritual journey. Until next time, keep your heart open, your faith strong, and let love be the light that leads you forward.